YouTube was good. Happy Friday. I'm in here early packing up a lot of stuff. Still in quarantine mode. Still world is messed up. It is what it is. Thankfully eBay is still on and popping. Goat is popping. Instagram is popping. It is what it is. Let's see what's shipping. First off on what's shipping, we have a GOAT order. This is the ever so classic Air Jordan 12 flu game. We sell these all the time, as they should be selling. These sold for about $225 used with box, and they're heading to GOAT, and that's what's first on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we have a pair that, you know, back in the day people thought was gonna go up a lot of money. This is the Air Jordan 1 Gatorade Cyber Edition. This was the rarest Jordan 1 Gatorade that came out. Now they really don't go for too much. This is a new 8.5, sold for about $200 or so, and they're heading to GOAT. And that's what's next on what's shipping. Here we have a beautiful pair. This is Air Jordan 9, size 12 with the face box. These are brand new, but obviously from age, they get yellow. They have issues. This is a beautiful pair. I let these go for about $200 plus shipping heading to New York. Probably worth a lot more than that, but just because they're old, they're probably not too wearable. So as long as they're going to the right home, I'm happy. These are heading to New York via eBay, and that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up, we have another pair heading to eBay. This is the Adidas Ultra Boost Cream Edition Re-Retro. These used to go for like 600 bucks. Now they don't. This pair sold for, I believe, about $250 plus shipping, and that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up, we have a pair I'm really happy about selling. This is a Stranger Things Tailwind Collaboration Edition. One of these shoes comes with this cool set of pins. This pair sold, is heading to California for about $125 plus shipping, and that's what's next on what's. Next up, we have a pair heading to Florida. This is a pair of Reeboks. Here we have the ever so classic, beautiful Shaq Attack Shaquille O'Neal OG model. Now, just a word to the wise, if you ever find these and they haven't restocked 1,000 times, just be patient, put them up, let them sit. If they're really good, clean condition, eventually someone will buy them. These have been sitting on eBay for a really long time. I didn't really take bad offers. I waited. Finally, they sold for about $200 plus shipping. These are heading to Florida, and that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we got Nike SB. This is the Diamond Tiffany High. If you remember back in the day, people were like lined up for 2 days for these things. This is a very gently worn size 12. These are heading to Maryland for about $250 plus shipping, and that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up, we have a pair of shorts that I actually bought off eBay a while back. Really nice, 95, 96 Champion Authentic Net shorts. Problem is the spandex on them is totally gone. I didn't really want to go through the hassle of trying to get new spandex in there and make them fit, blah, blah, blah. Either way, these are heading to New Jersey for about $150 plus shipping, and that's what's next on what's next shipping. Up, we have a pair of Nike Dunk Lows. This is a women's pair. This pair is heading to Florida for only about $40 plus shipping. I had these up for a really long time. I probably should have taken better pictures, updated the listing, maybe have gotten a better return on them, but it is what it is. Someone hit that buy it now button, and I'm not too mad about it. These are heading to Florida, and that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we have a nice Seattle Supersonics Nike warm-up shirt, Rewind Edition. Had this up for quite some time. It's heading to Seattle for about $50 plus shipping. Happy about the outcome. Happy someone from Seattle is going to get this beautiful piece, and that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we have a shoe that Nike needs to retro because people ask about these all the time. The Barclays. These are heading to New Jersey for about $75 shipped. Size 7 youth. Really classic pair. You can't find these nowadays. And that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we have a pair of Yeezy 700s. The other day I was dealing with someone on eBay who was asking me 1,000 questions about these, telling me to send him pictures via Blacklight and blah blah, and how he doesn't trust GOAT and StockX, and how he's not sure that these are real. I said, listen bro, just buy them somewhere else. Someone's gonna buy these. They're real. Everything I sell is real. So it's literally what happened. Waited a couple days. Someone ended up paying $285 plus shipping for this used 10.5. These are heading to the Bronx, New York, and that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we have the pair of DMP pack Orlando Magic 7s. I actually had this pack back in the day, and I wore the hell out of this pair. I played basketball in them, did whatever. Sad part about these was someone hit me up on Instagram, said they wanted to pay full price $100 for them. Literally like an hour before I saw that message, someone offered $80 plus shipping for them. I hit accept. Finally they paid. So after eBay fees and such, I'm definitely taking a loss, considering I could have sold them on Instagram for $100. But hey, it is what it is. These are heading to Virginia, and that's what's next on what's next up on what's shipping. We got the classic. Well, these aren't 88 threes. This is a blooper. The box says 88 threes, but hold on one second, guys. All right, back again. Whoa. Next up on what's shipping, we got a pair of size 11 88 threes. These are really smoked, but they're 88s. So even though they're smoked, doesn't really matter. This pair sold for a little over $100 shipped. It's headed to New Jersey. If you guys remember the 88s, I believe they only released on like finishline.com, maybe Nike. I remember getting them on finishline.com. I was super excited about it. Anyway, hopefully Nike and Jordan bring this pair back without the translucent bottom. These are heading to New Jersey, and that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we have a pair of Air Jordan 6 infrareds. These are actually repainted. Had to put that in the listing. Repaint job isn't terrible. Either way, these are heading to Michigan for about $75 plus shipping. Definitely happy about the outcome, and that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up, we got a GOAT sale. These are the cough drop foam posits. Definitely a classic foam posit if you were into foam posits back in the day. These sold on GOAT for about like $65. They've been sitting in one of these buckets for quite some time, so I'm ready to let them go. And that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we have an Air Jordan 1. This is the gold toe edition. Funny story about this particular pair. I had them up on eBay for $260 plus shipping. No one was hitting that buy it now button. All people were doing was making me terrible offers like $160, $180, $200. Then they were messaging me when I wasn't responding like, why won't you respond to my offer? It's like, bro, I have them up for $260. It's a good deal. You're offering me $180. I'm not going to respond because you're not going to pay what I want. So then I checked Go and StockX, and I saw that brand new these are going for like $350 now. So I said, you know what? Let me raise this up to $300. Maybe then someone will pay $260. Lo and behold, a couple hours later, cha-ching, someone hit the buy it now for $300, and that's how it goes. It really shows you that you just never know with this thing. You just never know with the market. You never know who's out there, who's looking, when they're going to look. So it's good to be patient and leave stuff up there to sit. So these are heading to Alabama for about $300 plus shipping, and that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we have a 3-pack order heading to Texas. This buyer found us on eBay. He found 3 pairs he wanted after buying 1 pair. So I hooked him up for a little bit, gave him a little bit better of a deal. We're sending all 3 of these to Texas. First up, we got the classic Bordeaux 7s. These are in really good condition, just no box. That's what's first on the list. Next up, we have one of my personal favorites, the Air Jordan 8 Aqua. Very, very good condition on these, as you can see, with the box and everything. And last up, we have a pair. I've actually been selling a lot of these lately. Air Jordan 7 Hairs. These come with replacement laces, even though they do include the original white laces. So yeah, this buyer's picking up the Hairs, the Aquas, and the Bordeaux. And we're going to put these all in a box and head to Texas. And that's what's last on the day for what's shipping. Hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. See y'all tomorrow. Peace. YouTube, what's good? Happy 420 yesterday. The 19th, ESPN dropped the Last Dance documentary series with Michael Jordan and obviously the Chicago Bulls. A lot of stuff sold overnight because of that. Let's get into this what's shipping and see what sold in the last couple days. First up on what's shipping, we got this pair of Air Jordan 14s, aka the Last Shot. These of course sold last night after the Last Dance. This is an 11.5 in pretty good condition. These are heading to Oklahoma for about $175 plus shipping, and that's what's first on the day for what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we have a beater pair of 2012 Air Jordan 4 Breads. These are sold and heading to Arizona via POSHMARK for about $100. Definitely happy about that outcome, and that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we have quite an expensive pair. This is the Air Jordan 1 Top 3. Now, If you guys remember, the top 3 used to go for like $275, $300. Then all of a sudden it shot up something crazy. If you ask me, it's because of Kodak Black and the Migos. I remember when Kodak Black got out of jail back in the day when these came out, he wore them in a music video. The Migos wore them on Jimmy Fallon. After all that stuff, these just shot up to like $500, $600. This 9.5 I had in the cut for quite some time now. I actually hoarded a bunch of these. I thought they'd go up before that whole rapper thing, and they did go up. This pair sold for about $625, and it's heading to GOAT. Definitely happy about the outcome. Done hoarding this pair, and that's what's next on What's Shipping. Next up on What's Shipping, we got a beater pair of 2011 Air Jordan 7 Bordeaux. I believe these sold last night or the night before, I'm not really sure. These sold for like 80 plus shipping. Definitely happy about it because they're pretty cooked. These are heading to Texas, I believe, and that's what's next on What's Shipping. Next up on What's Shipping, we have a lightly used pair of Air Jordan 11 Winlike 82s. These are a size 11 with no box. These are heading to Ohio for a little over 200 shipped, and that's what's next on What's Shipping. Next up on What's Shipping, we got a very rare pair of Jordan shorts. These came out back in 2007 with the Aqua 8 Air Jordans. Very cool pair of shorts. I actually have these pair of shorts in my size. This pair sold. It's heading to California for about 100 shipped. Again, it's a very rare pair of shorts, especially in a 2XL. And that's what's next on What's Shipping. Next up on What's Shipping, we have a pair of Roshi Runs. These are heading to Texas for a little over 75 shipped. Definitely happy to get these out. And that's what's next on What's Shipping. Next up on What's Shipping, we have a very clean pair of the classic Air Jordan 3 Black Cement. These continue to go up as they should. This is a very lightly used size 13. It sold for about $325 plus shipping. Definitely happy about that outcome. These are heading to Florida, and that's what's next on What's Shipping. Next up on What's Shipping, we got a pair of Lebron Elevens. This is the blue edition. Not sure exactly if this even has a nickname. These are heading to Arizona for a little over 100 shipped, and that is what's next on What's Shipping. Next up on What's Shipping, we got a pair of Air Max Fia prints. If you guys remember, just want to get rid of all these. I'm not really sure where these are headed, but they're heading out for about 38 plus shipping, and that's what's next on What's Shipping. Next up, we have a pair that should be worth a lot more money. The Nike Air Zoom Generation. This is a lightly used size 11. They're heading to New York for about 175 shipped, and that's what's next on What's Shipping. Next up on What's Shipping, we have a pair of Nike Kyries. These are the Pineapple House editions. Guys, if you have the SpongeBob pack Kyries, I think they're still going to go up in value. Maybe I'm wrong. These sold for a little over 200 shipped. They're heading to New York. Definitely a great concept on all these Nike SpongeBobs. People are definitely going to be looking for them in the long run. And that is what's next on What's Shipping. Next up on What's Shipping, we got this beautiful Miami Heat Nike Dry Fit Authentic size 52. I kind of wanted to keep this, but decided not to. Well, not necessarily decided not to. Someone made an offer. I almost accepted it at 120. Then all of a sudden I didn't accept it, and then lo and behold, he paid the full 150 plus shipping. This is heading to South Carolina. Very beautiful piece, and that's what's next on What's Shipping. Next up on What's Shipping, we got these cool Adidas Pure Boost. These are heading to Washington D.C. for about 55 shipped, and that's what's next on What's Shipping. Next up on What's Shipping, we got these Air Jordan 5 Lows. These are the Chinese New Year edition. These aren't in the best condition just due to the creasing, so I sold them for under 150 shipped. Definitely a good deal. Cool box and all that. And that's what's next on What's Shipping. Here we have a pair that sold this morning. These have been sitting on GOAT for quite some time. These are the Sweater 7s. These are actually pretty rare to come across nowadays. This pair is used with no box, size 12. These sold for around 100 bucks. And they're heading to GOAT, and that's what's next on What's Shipping. Next up on What's Shipping, we got this very rare Champion replica number 10 Dennis Rodman jersey. This is heading to Virginia. Had this for quite some time now. And that's what's next on What's Shipping. I've been saying this for a while now. This particular pair right here will keep going up in value. Of course, the Air Jordan 4 Bread. I see Virgil and Off-White are making a similar shoe. but an off-white version, obviously. When that happens, these will definitely go up. But if you look at the prices now, they have been going up. This pair is a size 10.5, lightly used. These sold for about $300 shipped, and they're heading to Texas. Definitely a good deal, very good condition. And that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we got a beautiful piece. This is a Mitchell&Ness 84-85 Chicago Bulls Michael Jordan rookie year warm-up suit, shooting shirt, whatever you want to call it. As you can see, that huge patch right there. This was a beautiful piece, man. I had this on eBay for a really long time for $325. I got offers of $250, $275, $225. Then yesterday, while I'm watching the Last Dance documentary, I say to myself, man, maybe I should take this down and keep it. Someone's definitely going to buy it after seeing how cool the warm-ups look on Michael Jordan in the documentary. I thought about it and I said, let's just let it go to a good home. If it sells, it sells. Left it up. An hour later, cha-ching, someone bought it. So this is heading out to Ohio for about $325 plus shipping. Definitely a rare piece. Definitely a beaut. Probably won't see it again. And that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we have another jersey that's sold because of the Last Dance documentary. If you ask me personally, this is the rookie Michael Jordan size 2XL Nike Swingman jersey. This is a really nice piece. It was mine, but I didn't want to keep it because I just decided to get rid of all my replicas and Swingmans and keep all my authentics or buy more authentics. This is heading overseas for a little over 100 shipped, and that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we got this cool pair of Sauconys. These are heading to Georgia for a little over 100 bucks shipped. I believe these are like mint chocolate chip or something like that, mint waffle. I don't know. Cool shoe. Anyway, that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we have a pair of Air Jordan 11 Low Barons. These are heading to Connecticut for a little over 100 bucks shipped. Cool shoe, but honestly, don't really sell too well. And that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we have a pair of Air Jordan 13s heading to GOAT. Sadly, I didn't realize it had this crazy break in the top of the box. This is the Hyper Royal Air Jordan 13. Really cool colorway. Hopefully these pass inspection, even though they have a messed up box. These sold on GOAT for about $225, and that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we got a pair of New Balance 574s. These are heading to Cali for like 30 or 40 bucks shipped. I used to wear 574s a lot back in middle school and high school. I would just, you know, they were cheap, so I'd get all different colorways in them. Black and gray, navy and white, white and red, whatever it was. 574s were definitely fire back in the day. These though, not so fire. Anyway, these are heading out to Cali, and that's what's next on what's shipping. Next up on what's shipping, we have a classic pair of Air Jordan 7 Flints. Jumpman, Jordan brand. Y'all should re-retro these, even though I still have a fresh pair in the cut. Very nice pair. These sold for about 100 shipped, and they're heading to New York, and that's what's next on what's shipping. Last, but definitely not least, we have an original pair. Yes, original pair of Air Jordan 4s. These are from 1999 with the original retro card, the original paper. Man, these things are beautiful. I honestly did not want to sell these, but they're just sitting there in the back. I mean, I can't even display them now due to the coronavirus. I think I paid about $300 for them in store credit, something like that. I'm about to get about $345 for them via GOAT. I'm not too mad about that, because if I sold them on eBay, some schmuck might try to wear them and then get mad at me because they crumble considering they're from 1999. A lot of people don't listen. Hopefully these go to a good home. Sad to see them go, but it is what it is. The bills have to be paid. And that is what's last on this crazy Monday of what's shipping.